It's the end of an era.
All that spare change I used to get.
Sorry, I spilled Bud Light on you.
I wrote a song. Sorry. Here we go.
The crisp, refreshing taste of Bud Light. Here we go.
The Jeff Fisher Show, brought to you by Bud Light, Buffalo Wild Wings, Super Park, and Dobbs Tire and Auto.
Hey, welcome into Buffalo Wild Wings. It's the Jeff Fisher Show and another Victory Monday. God, we like Victory Mondays, don't we?
Yes, sir.
Victory Mondays are great. I was driving over here today to Marco thinking, who would be great for the show?
Who?
I'll tell you who'd be great. The guy that played just about every position yesterday, Rodger Saffold. And Rodger Saffold is here tonight. That's exactly what I was thinking. That's a true story. That's a true story. And, Rodger, first of all, we appreciate you taking time tonight. Thank you.
Yeah, this is awesome, man. I always have a great time with you guys.
Show Steve your arm. Look at that. Show him the arm. Look at this. Look at the bruises on this thing. Yeah. The strange thing, Steve, this is what I miss the most. I miss this right here.
It.
Yes.
I know it. You do. There's
badge of honor.
It reminds you on Monday what you've done on Sunday.
Yes. What happened? What happened there?
Okay, basically, I put somebody into the ground, and then Zach Stacy kind of stepped on my arm and leaped into the end zone. So.
Oh, he used you as a platform to get into the. Oh, okay.
Yeah. Friendly fire.
Friendly fire. Yeah.
Collateral damage.
I got to stop using my elbow as a weapon.
Ground and pound. That little guy is having a phenomenal season. I mean, didn't start the first 4 games. Here he is on the verge of 1,000 yards. I mean, you have to be impressed.
Oh, absolutely. Like I said, he's a very, very humble guy, and it seems that his humility is showing all of his success. I mean, just a guy that just wants to go out every week and get better. I mean, you have no choice but to be successful.
You guys having fun blocking for him?
Oh, absolutely. I love run attempts. I love having like half the game be run attempts, and then when it's time to pass block, they don't know what's going on.
So you loved it when Jeff Fisher and Brian Schottenheimer recommitted to the run game after week 4.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Hey,
Big
man.
Smile.
So Jake goes down yesterday.
Yeah.
You and I were just talking Friday about playing guard and how much we think, you just seem like a natural fit in there. And then Jake goes down, and now you go back to left tackle, and you play very, very good football. What's going through your mind about at that point, and what kind of transition do you have to make mentally to make the jump from right guard to left tackle?
Well, actually, as soon as he got hurt, I was more worried about him. Then when we saw him get caught off the field, I knew, what I had to do. To prepare myself before the game, I always try a little bit of left tackle, left guard, and right guard sets, so I can warm myself up. And then it just comes to, the first hit, getting the speed of the game again on the left side. So, I'm a little bit more calm, I'm a little bit more passive at tackle. So that's basically how I take my mind state. When I get to the line, I just make sure I breathe in, breathe out, and get ready to do what I have to do.
Your first snap at left tackle, I saw you about jumped 3 feet forward.
Oh, yeah.
If you would have caught him with that, you might have knocked him out. Yeah, I did see that. But is there any carryover is there anything you can learn as a tackle through guard or vice versa?
Yeah, going from guard to tackle is good because you have to use your hands a lot faster. And it seems that, like, when you're at left tackle, you get to use your hands slower. So you're able to see where you need to punch. So basically, if you're looking where you want to punch, you're going to sink it in every time.
First rep next to Chris, though, right? All year long? So the communication aspect, you're lined up now next to Chris Williams for the first time. How's that transition go?
Basically, it just comes down to just, are you going to be compatible with the entire offensive line? I mean, I know I played next to Harvey, I played next to Joe, I played next to Tim, I played next to Scott, but at the same time, it's all about communication and being able to do your job. And at the end of the day, it could have been anybody lined up next to me. We're going to get the job done.
Well, you guys have done a great job because, number one, for the most part, most of these weeks, Kellen's been clean. Mm-hmm. But also the stat is the last 11 games, you guys are second in the National Football League in rushing yards per game. That's something you can hang your hat on.
Yeah, we're definitely proud of that because we know that because of how successful that we've been in the run game, they've been doing a lot to try to stop us. More 8- and 9-man boxes, more slants and more blitzes in the first and second down. And when you're committed to the run, those 2- and 3-yard gains end up popping in the long run. And that's what you ended up seeing, late throughout the game. Some of our 2- and 3-yard gains turned into about 7, 8, or even 10-yard gains.
I hate playing the run. I do. I'd rather rush the passer. I hate it. I hate it. I'm just kidding. Rodger, let's real quick about Robert Quinn. You were the one that took most of the reps against him last season and the season before. Mm-hmm. Now it's a little bit different. You get to see the maturation and what he is now, 18 sacks. Mm-hmm. What a season he's having. How much better is he from last year to this year, in your opinion?
It's kind of crazy. I think that he's always been the same worker. You know what I mean? When he comes to work, he's trying his best to try to get himself better. And, when he comes off the ball, he's definitely trying to get that first step as fast as humanly possible. And I think that you guys see that's pretty fast.
It's special.
So, I think that now, I don't know what it is, but I think that something just clicked, just the way that he's able to move and how fluid he's been. I think that he's starting to use that to his advantage. He's starting to really weave around people, and it's been really, really good for him.
It was cool for the game to end. I thought it was fitting for the game to end with him breaking Kevin Carter's record, and then you were in the locker room. William Hayes and Chris Long go out and carry him off the field like he's a Roman emperor or something.
Oh, trust me, I saw every video and picture of that.
The concrete hero.
You saw it, huh?
Yeah, it's a good thing that he's not 300 pounds.
Yeah, no kidding.
They would have dropped him.
Talk about the offensive line. Tell me about Tim Barnes and the job he's done filling in for Scott Wells. What do you like about Tim's game? What's he done well?
I really like the way that, he continues to lean on us, and when it comes down to making different calls and different protections, he refers to both of his guards, and we're able to make the right call at the right time. And he's really trying to get better as well every day, and he understands what Scott did and how special Scott was as far as his mind and his communication skills, and he's trying to make himself better doing that, and he's done an extremely good job.
He's not scared, right?
Nah.
He's not scared?
Oh no, he's not scared.
I like when the backup comes in and he's scared.
Oh yeah.
He's not scared out there? Yeah.
No, he's not scared, especially when you got us on the sideboards, knocking people out.
Final thoughts here. Going to Seattle this week for the season finale, it became very important for the Seahawks with losing to the Cardinals at home last week. So isn't this more fun? You guys get to go there and play spoiler and perhaps prevent Seattle from clinching home field.
Uh-huh.
Isn't that great than going up there and facing a team that has nothing to play for and maybe they're not playing everybody?
Oh man, it's crazy. It's really no tomorrow for us, especially in that game. And we're gonna try to go down. We're gonna try to fight. Now, the fact that it's at Seattle, it seems that it's a crazy competitive game every single time that we're down there. It seems like it's always close and it always goes to the end. So I'm excited for the matchup.
When's the last time you won 3 straight? See?
The head coach is here, so we'll bring in Jeff Fisher next segment. How about a great round of applause here for Rodger Saffold, Mr. Versatility, who gave up some of his Monday night Victory Monday to come in. Rodger, always great to see you, man.
Give me that watch.
Thank you very much.
Give me that watch.
Take it. That's what he said. Take it.
No way. Look at it.
All right, we'll step aside. We'll take your questions as always. We'll visit with Jeff Fisher when we come back. This is the Jeff Fisher Show on 101 ESPN and the St. Louis Rams Radio Network.
It's the end of an era.
All that spare change I used to get.
Sorry, I spilled Bud Light on you.
I wrote a song. Sorry. Here we go.
The crisp, refreshing taste of Bud Light. Here we go.
Another good turnout here for the Jeff Fisher Show. Buffalo Wild Wings and Creve Coeur. We appreciate you coming out. You're in the holiday spirit. You're in the Rams spirit after another victory yesterday at the Edward Jones Dome. Jeff, congratulations.
Thank you. Good to see you guys.
Good to see you.
Good to see you.
2 in a row at home, 2 really good football games. You did what you had to do yesterday.
Yeah, we did. We talked about last week. The challenge was going to be run the football against their defense, and there was going to be some ugly runs, but there were going to be some 6 and 8 yard runs, and that's basically what happened. I think it was the key to the whole ball game was our ability to run the football.
Trying to think, were there some ugly ones? Besides the fumble, the strip on
Zach
Zach
Stacy.
Stacy.
I wouldn't say ugly, but we had a couple for tackles for losses, and when you got everybody on the line of scrimmage, and everybody knows what you're going to do, and you play a team like that sometimes it doesn't look pretty. But I thought, he had over 100 yards, and we threw it 20 times and ran it 30-something times, so that's a good formula right now.
Can I ask you a deep question real
Yes.
quick? Is it Jake Long? Because we talked to you right after the game, and that was an exciting game, but you were kind of muted a little bit. Is it Jake?
Yeah,
I thought so.
I was disappointed.
I thought
very
so.
disappointed. I had just come from him in the training room when we did the post game. Yeah, I was disappointed for him.
And he will need surgery to repair 2 ligaments, right? 2 torn ligaments in his knee?
Oftentimes, when the ACL goes, the MCL goes. And the philosophy is the MCL doesn't need to be reconstructed or reattached. it scars itself down. So you need time to do that. So it'll be 4 to 6 weeks before he actually has ACL repaired.
Okay.
Because we were going berserk the way it ended, Robert Quinn, and I knew from we're not on the same page here. There had to be something going on with you there.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, obviously it was a great win, and to watch Rob do what he did, and just all the different players that made plays in this game, and as hard as they played, it was really, really exciting. Watch those guys cover kicks and stuff is really fun.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
I keep my binoculars on Ray Ray.
Yeah.
I'm just letting you know.
Yeah.
I mean, he is worth the price of admission.
Yeah, he
yes.
is. He is.
That was a heck of a shot. He put on
Yeah,
that kick.
well, it was legal, everything. I mean, we call them drive-bys, if you're covering a kick, you got to watch out for drive-bys, and Ray got his drive-by.
Yes, he did.
It was a game that featured, there were some athletic guys on defense on both sides. Hey, that Levante David is as advertised. My goodness gracious. So you guys that was a very athletic linebacking core to begin with. McCoy is a difference maker. Good football players on that side of the ball for Tampa. And then for you guys, of course, Robert Quinn, everybody was active. But Robert Quinn, he's just had a special season. And DeMarco's going crazy in the final two because they're blocking him with two. It doesn't matter. He's
beating
spinning.
a chipper.
He's spinning. He's splitting the double. He's doing it all.
Well, let's go back a week. So New Orleans, they benched their tackle, okay? Like the tackle's not any good, and then start the rookie last week against Carolina and get beat because the rookie can't block Carolina's tackles. That all starts with Rob. That whole is a chain reaction. Playing really well, playing hard against the run, just wow. Just
getting up the field. Well, everybody. Michael Brocker's best year to date, right?
Yeah, yes.
Kendall Langford, best year to date sack-wise.
Yeah.
And Chris Long chipping in again,
Yeah.
another. And William Hayes, another career year, so to speak. So it's the entire group getting after.
They're playing good, yeah. Eugene's playing good, too.
Yes.
When Cooge comes in or Matt Conrath comes in there to spell him, they're all doing a nice job.
You talked about Alec Ogletree, and really, to me, he can be Levante David, only a little bigger because he does the same things. He runs and runs and runs, and the other stat is I think he's got 6 forced fumbles, which is an outrageous number for a linebacker.
Yes, it is.
Especially in his rookie season. That's such an impactful stat.
And he was like that in college at Georgia. He'd force fumbles and he'd make plays, and get his hands on balls and make the big plays, and has continued to do so. And more comfortable he is in the season or in our system, then the more opportunities he's going to take to strip, knowing that there's help here. We got to,
he knows when to do it and when not
to. Exactly.
Did we have Stedman Bailey pegged wrong? I thought he was a possession guy. He don't look like a possession guy to me.
No, he's one of those guys that can go down the field very fast.
Very fast.
Yes, good run skills, run after catch skills, great hand-eye coordination, and then he's got a real good extension. He catches very well out of frame because he's got really strong hands.
So in reality, you have 2 little special guys from the same school.
Mm-hmm. He had 25 touchdowns last year at West Virginia, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Right. That's a ridiculous number.
Wow. Yes.
And you know what? To me, on the field, he plays and looks bigger than he measures at 5'10".
Yes,
he almost looks like a 6-foot-tall receiver to me when he's running routes.
Well, when he accelerated on the reverse and the double reverse, you can see him really run. Yeah.
And that was a play put in just this week, right?
Yes.
I like the play call, but I like when you called it.
Mm-hmm.
Wasn't it right after a turnover?
No.
No, right after
we
something.
Got down there. Yeah, we had made a big play, got down there, and we felt offensive guys felt like that's going to be somewhere between the 30-yard line, 20-yard line.
Kellen was out leading the charge. He didn't have to.
No.
He didn't have to. You're okay with your quarterback not throwing his body in there.
Okay. He was just in there, just kind of picking up trash, in case something.
What do we call it? A visual deterrent.
Visual deterrent.
Jack Snow used to say reconnoitering.
Yes.
That's what he's down there reconnoitering.
Yeah. Just put a jersey down there. Good for him.
We had Rodger here in the first segment. Nice of him to give up some of his Monday night. Hey, man, this guy just goes from right guard to left tackle like it's no big deal. It is a big deal, is it not? You tell us.
It is a big deal, but not for him.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what was really impressive about how he played and how he made just jumped right over there. But he played the whole game. I mean, Jake goes down basically first series. He plays the whole game against some good players.
Right.
Yeah. It was good for him. Shelley got in. Tim played good, and Chris and Joe's just been steady Joe out there,
I want to talk about Joe
Yeah.
Barksdale.
Yeah.
we've not mentioned him.
Right.
That's a great thing.
Yeah.
I mean, he's not being singled out. And
No.
he and I had this conversation before the game yesterday on the air. He looks like he's a natural fit at right tackle.
Yes.
Very athletic guy.
He's athletic, smart, yeah, strong, yeah, can move, yeah. Really, he studies, he practices hard. It's fallen into place nicely. We just got to get Jake back and see where things go.
Joe's got a wee bit of nasty in him too.
Yes, he does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A wee bit of
He does.
nasty.
It's a quiet nasty.
How come all your offensive lines always have a wee bit of nasty in them?
Maybe that's we give it to him in the playbook.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
First page of the playbook
Yes.
gets spelled out.
Yes.
But we talked about scouting and not the importance of scouting and finding guys who are a little bit off the beaten path. But there's another example where you're staying on top of other personnel moves in the NFL, and the moment he becomes available, you made the move, and now he's a cornerstone part of what you're doing on offense.
It was early, and we took advantage of the last year's claiming order. Is what happened, or we would not have gotten Joe because there are other teams that were interested in him.
Wow.
Yeah. So obviously you knew about him going in.
You're going to make people go out and look for Corey Harkey's now, the way you're using him, and what kind of weapon he is. That where the fullback has gone now?
Yeah.
More of that?
There's a few true fullbacks.
Yeah.
Tampa was similar, tight end fullback, interchangeable. San Francisco has one. There's a few of them out there, but most of it, you just pop the tight end in there, because then you can basically with our guys we're using yesterday we used 4 tight ends at some time. We use 3 and sometimes 2, and when Cookie's in there, teams will actually sometimes sub go to nickel when he's in there with whomever. So that helps from a run standpoint. When you got nickel on the field, you got 2 tight ends.
But sometimes when you go tight end or H-back, you lose some physicality.
Yeah.
I think you might actually gain some with Harkey.
We gain this with Harkey, yeah. He doesn't miss a block. He knows what to do and how to do it, and he's getting it done, yeah.
Greg Zuerlein was terrific yesterday.
Yes.
Here's a stat for you. You may be aware of this. From 1960 until last week's game against the Saints, the Rams had not been in a game in which they allowed no kickoff or punt returns in a single game. You've now done it 2 weeks in a row. There's not been anything returned.
Right.
2 weeks in a row.
Yeah, forcing fair catches, punting on the boundary. And then
I realize the 35-yard rule has changed things a little bit, but it still, I think he was 6 for 6 in touchbacks.
Yeah, he was. And that 50-yard field goal was huge.
Oh, yeah.
That was big. Had one more for him, but I had to go for it on 4th down. So.
Just apologize and move on, right?
Yeah. No, I mean, think about it. Think about it. You kick the field goal. What if it's blocked? Yeah, because they're a good rush team. They got some penetration. You kick the field goal, you get points. Now you kick off. If we don't get the touchback and something happens and there's a score, then there's an onside kick. Rather give them 50 seconds and 90 yards and no timeouts, rather than handle the ball like that.
Yesterday's game was the 6th time in 31 games that you've had Zuerlein and Hecker that you've allowed 10 yards or fewer in return yardage. That's only happened twice before that since 1960. And that leads to field position.
Yes.
And you started, your average drive start was at your own 42 yesterday, 20 yards better than Tampa Bay. So this stuff one leads to another.
Counts, yeah. And so you cover stuff too. And, because of the threat from us, from a fake potential, because we're going to do that, we don't get the double press outside. And so our gunners win the one-on-one and get downfield early to force fair catches.
And they've been Isaiah and Stedman.
Yeah, Stead and then Brandon McGee instead. If you get a chance, look at it. I think it was our first punt return. We had Brandon McGee and Stead out on their sideline, vicing their gunner. Their gunner ended up in the kicking net.
In the kicking net?
Yes. Along with, I think it was a team doctor.
Wow.
That went in there also. And then he's working his way back on the field. You see the end zone shot, and Stead comes off their bench, gets in position, posts him up when he comes back on the field. and BMAC knocks him to the ground.
Wow.
It was just good stuff.
That must have been a fun Monday for him.
Yeah.
And they've given Justin Velton the
yet.
last 2 weeks some room to run.
Yeah,
How about him? How about
Justin's
job
doing a
he's
good
done?
Trust him under the ball. Trust him to make decisions.
He's a guy clearly you guys were impressed with when you signed him in practice
Yeah.
in preseason because you kept him on the practice squad all year long.
That's right, and he's done a really good job out there, giving a look for the defense and scout team, special team stuff, and so we gave him a shot.
All right, we have some questions to get to when we come back. Take some in-house questions, also some other via text. We're coming right back in the Jeff Fisher Show on 101 ESPN and the St. Louis Rams Radio Network.
It's the end of an era.
All that spare change I used to get.
Sorry, I spilled Bud Light on you.
I wrote a song. Sorry. Here we go.
The crisp, refreshing taste of Bud Light. Here we go.
All right, welcome back to the Jeff Fisher Show on a Victory Monday. We're going to get to some in-house questions. One other stat that I thought was noteworthy, Coach, and that was the Bucs started 4 of 5 on third down. They went 0 for their last 9. Mm-hmm. What was the difference there between the
Well,
two?
we jumped off sides twice early. We settled down, and we gave them a third. We were 3rd and 10. Defense offside went to 3rd and 5. We were okay. The next one, we were 3rd and 6, went to 1. They got it. So we settled down. They had to push the ball down the field a little bit more. We settled down in their run game. I thought we handled their run game pretty well. Created the longer down and distance. They were somewhat predictable in protection. So that's why you saw TJ running free and hitting the quarterback in the end zone. Yeah.
Was he in the end zone?
Looked to me like it was.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. It was close enough for a challenge. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Well, it's progress. Okay, it's basically what they say. Okay,
Yeah.
so if contact is made in the field of play and he's knocked backwards, even though he's somewhat trying to escape, then they'll put it in the field of play.
It's one of those things, huh?
Just one of those things. Yeah.
All right, let's go to some questions in-house. First up is Bobby. Good evening, Bobby.
Hi, Coach. How are you?
I'm well, thank you. How are you?
Good. I loved that double reverse play yesterday. And hopefully Seattle's not listening right now, but do you foresee any more trick plays coming in the next game?
Well, there may be some, and it's okay if they're listening. I'm fine with that because they know, how we do things. The first time we beat them here last year, we beat them with our field goal team, and with all the points we scored. We kicked 3 field goals, and remember we held Danny, and Pete brought that to my attention up there last year, so he knows. So.
He brought it to your attention.
Yes.
Yes.
But yes.
One more question for you. What do you think you'll take from this season into next season?
Well, we're going to take a lot of improvement in the younger players. Last year's rookies, this year's rookies, most of them have all played. So we take that experience and then you take the assumption that they're going to get better. And so it'll be exciting. Thank you.
Thank you, Bobby. Thank you, Bobby.
Does that count as a trick play? End around reverse?
I think the reverse is just kind of standard, but it's the double. It's when you double reverse.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
See?
Yeah.
Okay, next up is Rachel. Hi, Rachel.
Thank you, Jeff Fisher, for doing what you're doing for the Rams.
Well, thanks for saying that, Rachel. Thank you.
Who inspired you to be the coach that you are?
Good question. I started coaching right after I finished my short playing career. And I actually played for Mike Ditka in Chicago. And Buddy Ryan gave me the opportunity. And I don't know if I was inspired. I just didn't want to leave the game. I love the game so much. So good question. Thank you.
Thank you, Rachel.
Still love it?
Oh, yeah.
More?
More, yeah.
More.
Oh, yeah.
Every day.
Yep.
Hey, Drew, welcome. What's
Thank
on
you.
your mind tonight?
Coach, congratulations on the big win yesterday.
Thank you.
And my question is, with you facing Seattle next week and them losing finally at home after a few years, will your players use that? Will their motivation change, I guess, with seeing this loss? Will your coaches use this loss that they experience as sort of an extra motivator? I mean, talk to me about the mindset.
Well,
of the players,
the mindset going in. First off, you like to be the team that beat them first. We'd like to have been Arizona, but Arizona beat them. So now the assumption, are you going to just assume they're going to go on another 2-year run without? No, that's, they're beatable. And then, of course, we'd much rather play them in a must-win, need the win to secure a week off by in the playoff kind of thing, rather than just have it all locked up and rolling through the roster at halftime. You'd much rather play them in a must-win situation. So we got what we wanted.
I know we do that. We talk about teams coming off a loss. They're going to be angry. They're going to be this. You don't think that way, do you?
No.
It's just next on the schedule.
Yeah, right. No one's talking about that when the ball's kicked off. No.
Tom, we welcome you to the Jeff Fisher Show. How you doing?
Thank you. Thanks for having me. What do you think attributed the most to the rookies really becoming impact players on the field? I mean, a lot of different rookies have stepped up and made really big plays. Is it the veteran presence, play time, or what do you think?
Well, it's just experience, and we're playing them. We made the decision to play our young players, and so, the more experience they gain, and if you're right, from a draft standpoint, then you expect them to make plays. I mean, talking about Alec, I mean, you got 6 caused fumbles this year, and I mean, that comes from playing. Same thing with some of the younger guys. I mean, we may get Tavon back this week and like to finish up with him because we've missed him, for example. But you've seen what his potential can be. So, good question. Thank you.
Is it harder though because of? Look, you got a really young football team. I think half your 53 was first or second year guys. Harder because of the structure of training camp, 11 padded practices, no scrim. Is it harder to get them ready for the speed of the game? Isn't September kind of what August used to be?
Yeah, it is. That's a good point. Yeah, it's hard to develop young players in this day and age. And the only way to develop them is to play them.
And the first time they really, I mean, a lot of them really get the speed of the intense speed of the game for 4 quarters is in September.
Right, and they're still learning your system and seeing things for the first time and all that. Yeah. It's not easy for them to come in and excel.
So it's not just the lack of contact and everything else in training camp. It's the learning time before you get to training camp.
Correct.
It's also been restricted by the new CBA.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
So it's just there's just not time. And then you want to take it further. Colleges have the 20-hour week. So ever since the 20-hour week went into effect, we're not getting them
as polished,
as technique proficient anymore. So, tackling, route running, and then the college game's going, as we see, is going a little different. Hard to find Alec Ogletrees, in the college game because of, so much speed in the passing game.
We welcome in Steven. Hi, Steven.
Hi there. How you doing?
Good.
We're good.
I had a question about next week. Seattle's a very tough place to play. Their crowd is, infamous. Is there anything special you do during practice, either with silent counts or pumping in crowd noise? I know it's what specifically do you do to prepare for that?
I think if you make it a big deal with your team, it becomes a big deal in reality. And so we don't know. I mean, we'll have, for example, we're going to practice 3 days this week. I'll have probably 10 offensive periods per day. One of them we will go to silent count. Just so we're used to it, and because if you go silent count the whole practice, your practice is unemotional, it's quiet, and stuff like that. And what I've done in the past, I do it twice a year. I do it in the OTAs and I do it at training camp. Is I'll back the offense up on the -1 yard line. I don't know if you guys are there. I'll get every rookie and every injured player to stand right in the back of the end zone and scream as loud as they can. And I do it for 6 plays, and then we go on with it. And that's it. So, but thank you.
You've never been a pump crowd noise into practice guy?
No, never.
You're the first coach here who has not done that that I've seen.
No, I think it's a distraction. I mean, really, if you make a big deal over it, then again, you go in there and you worry about it. The only other thing we'll do is when they come out, visiting teams introduce first. We run out. They'll be introduced. When they're coming out, the crowd's going nuts. I'll have the coach, the quarterback. I'll have Coach Shoddy. He'll talk to Kel in his helmet when it's as loud as it possibly can be. Kel can hear him. Everything's good, and then we go on.
Hi, Lisa.
Hi, Merry Christmas.
Same to you.
I know that the referees' calls have been the big thing this
boy.
year. And first, let me say thank you so much for a great season. I know it's not where you wanted to be with wins and losses, but I appreciate all the effort the guys are giving. It's awesome.
I appreciate it.
Absolutely. My question is, do the referees at the end of the season have like a panel where they get graded A, B, C, D, F? Because it seems like we're playing a couple teams, all but about 2 games this year.
Well, yeah, there's a very sophisticated grading system for the officials. They're graded on a weekly basis by supervisors in New York. Those cumulative grades will be looked at, and basically, if they're not above the midline, then they cut them off. These guys do playoff games. These guys don't. And if you're 2 years without going to playoffs, then you're out and replaced. So it is a very extensive grading system. So.
And then I have just one small request for 2014.
Yes.
If you could ask the fellas to maybe get a touchdown at the south end of the building on the right-hand side.
Oh. Okay.
For
All
section
right.
130.
Right there. Okay.
Because we always switch.
Right. Okay.
Field ends.
So are we scoring all the touchdowns to the right of our bench?
It might be.
Now that you.
It's at the it's at your end.
Yeah,
of the,
to the right of our bench.
dugout.
Yeah,
your
as
dugout.
we face. So we're not. Really.
She would like you to choreograph a couple of touchdowns.
Yeah, right in that end zone.
If there's 2 minutes left, maybe Chris Givens in the corner or Tavon Boston.
She's really having you
Oh,
choreograph this.
on the right.
Can't be Zach
I'm just
Stacy?
saying.
No?
Zach
Giving this
Stacy,
some thought.
I don't care. We get a lot of field goals at our end.
If we're up by enough, I'll just have them run the wrong way. How's that?
What?
Let's not do that.
What section are you in so we can
We're
let him
in
know
one-
to throw the
we're in
football up
130.
there? Is that what that?
He won't reach me. I'm a little bit higher in 130.
Oh, okay.
But I'm there at the end of the game until the last guy leaves the field.
Good for you.
Nice.
Thank you, Lisa. I like that.
That's funny.
I like that a lot. Good question about the referees. Is there one? Look, you've been on the competition committee for years now. Is there one area that you would like to see addressed and see more consistency in? One call, one area, one emphasis in the off season where the official stop shaking your head, Marco.
See, come on.
You'd like to see improvement on, or at least consistency.
He's shaking because he's saying there's not one, there's a dozen, right?
Well, no, he's fixed on the defenseless.
Yeah, I mean, I had the conversation today with Jolon's hit. This is a tight end that's about 6'4", and he's catching the ball. His knees are bent. He's bending at the waist, and Jolon has targeted his waist area. And because he turns and is low, Jolon hits him in the head, and we have a foul. Right?
Right.
Go ahead. Come on.
How do you play defense with this? How do you play defense? I at least like my unnecessary roughness penalties to be rough, not just love taps in the middle of the field.
Right.
I get we're trying to protect guys, but I don't think some of those hits would have hurt anybody.
No, I agree, and they didn't. No, but that's the player safety element of our game.
May I, and shoot it down
Yeah.
if you feel you must. May I respectfully suggest they interject some common sense back into the room. I just think when they make it black and white and it has to be called, then they fear the repercussions. Whereas to me, if you're going to be an NFL official, you should understand the game enough to know what is and what isn't a foul via common sense.
Correct.
But
I think so. I mean, they're going to look at everything. I mean, I think we might have mentioned this. I think the referee and the umpire need to switch. I think
Switch sides.
Switch sides. Yeah. Yeah.
Why is that?
Well, because the referee's to behind the hand of the right-handed quarterback. He's behind, and he can't see anything in front of him. Okay.
Easy.
Yeah.
That's an easy move.
Yeah.
Yes.
Just switch, and then that way, because his responsibility. And did we talk about this?
Yes.
Yes, we did.
And then we got better coverage on the rushers, on the tackles, and the holding.
From
And
the
then he
umpire.
can, and then he can, the referee can see whether the quarterback is hit in the face or not, or see whether the ball, is incomplete or not. That one,
That was close.
Oh, you know what? You review that one. I don't know why they didn't review that one. That was inside of 2 minutes, and it's out of my hands.
Yeah, you have no
I
option.
have no option. Can't do anything. He needed to go under the hood and look at that one.
We were surprised that he did not.
Because Rob hits the ball forward. he hits the ball. He hits the arm and the ball. The arm didn't come forward on its own.
Right.
No.
I wonder if he can get that one back. Can they give him? I thought I saw that someone was awarded a sack 2 weeks after it was a no call.
No.
No? Okay.
No. You might be rewarded a sack if you didn't quite, let's say didn't get to the line of scrimmage for no gain or 1 yard, that kind of thing. But no, that pass is ruled incomplete. That thing's blown dead. Now, had they reviewed it, two things. Had he ruled it, which they usually do, they rule in fumbles now, and because turnovers are reviewable. So they rule them fumbles now, and then they go to the booth, and then they review it. And if it's an incomplete pass, comes back incomplete pass. But if you rule it a fumble, we scoop and score. Okay, that's like the Jenks play in Arizona.
Mm-hmm.
Right. If it's ruled a fumble, we scoop, score. Okay, it's ruled incomplete. If it's reviewed and reversed, we have clear recovery. We get the ball right there. Still, I thought they should have looked at it.
We will step aside, come back. Final segment, look ahead to the matchup against the Seattle Seahawks coming up in the Jeff Fisher Show on 101 ESPN and the St. Louis Rams Radio Network.
It's the end of an era.
All that spare change I used to get.
Sorry, I spilled Bud Light on you.
I wrote a song. Sorry. Here we go.
The crisp, refreshing taste of Bud Light. Here we go.
Welcome back. Final segment here on this Victory Monday. Yeah,
No.
woo, that's what I'm talking about, isn't it?
No. This is the last one.
Next to Lisa. Lisa knows football over there. Section 130. All right, we'll remember that. 130. We'll remember that for next year. It was nice to close out the home schedule with a couple of back-to-back wins, wasn't it? Reward the fans.
It really was. Yeah, against two good teams. This Tampa Bay. I think they're going to be pretty good. They can contend. The problem is you got. You got Carolina that's getting better, New Orleans is getting better, but Tampa Bay's a good football team. There's some good players on there. So, yeah, it was good. Good for us. They were clean games. This week we went 1 sack, no offensive penalties. Last week we had no offensive penalties, no turnovers, no sacks. So 1 sack, 2 games against the NFC South, 2 good defenses. So good effort offensively.
They play in a very good division. You play in an excellent division. You've seen Arizona recently, 2 weeks ago. Did it surprise you that they went to Seattle and won?
No, not at all. I didn't. Carson's going to manage the game, get rid of the ball. I know there were some turnovers, but they overcame it. It was a great throw at the end to Floyd, and it doesn't surprise me. I looked at today, 5 of the top 6 defenses right now are in the NFC, and 3 of the top 6 are in the West.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, 3 years ago they said it was the worst division in football.
Yeah. It was the worst. It was the worst division I've ever seen.
Now it's completely different.
They pissed everybody off.
I guess.
Well, since the stat that came across today, since week 5, you guys are second stingiest in the NFL against the run. You're second best running the football. You're second best against the run. There's a correlation there, isn't there? Since you started running the football.
We started the season over, right? With 12 games to go.
Week 5, right?
Yes.
So you're pleased with that aspect of it, and that's going to come in handy because Seattle wants to pound away with Marshawn Lynch first and foremost. I don't know how much you've seen of them recently, but has anything changed in what they're doing offensively or defensively significantly since you saw them on Monday Night Football?
No, they're still doing the same things offensively. He's running around making plays, and they're handing it off. They're going to do that. That's their formula. But, in watching the Tampa Bay game against Seattle, Tampa Bay got up so quick. Seattle had to abandon the run game, and he threw to catch up. So, you kind of want to manage that one, keep it close, and then sneak in the back door sometimes with them.
Would somebody make a mistake in assuming that the way you're running your offense now is the way you have to do it, or is it the way you want to do it?
I think it's a little both. We could spread people out. We did that a little bit yesterday, and but it's we're playing better defense. Again, what this is like. It may have never happened to you, but we defended 75 rushes in 5 days between week 3 and 4. That took its toll. In addition to all the other plays. And so that took its toll on us, and we regrouped during that weekend after the Thursday game. And, we got healthy. So,
I probably have, but no one's ever counted like that. And I've never heard that before. That's new to me. Yeah.
was a lot of 9-on-7s in 5 days, you know. So
I mean, it just makes my head hurt thinking about it.
Yeah.
Wow.
Are your cornerbacks playing their best football of the year right now?
Right now, yeah, they both of them are just keep getting better and better. Yeah, True's doing a nice job. Our guys, all corners are going to give up plays, you know, but they're tackling well. You know, they're not. You know, we're not giving up the big ones that we did early in the year. And you know, TJ is playing much better now than he was when he came back the first week off the broken leg. Rod's playing solid ball and playing solid ball in the nickel too. You know, he's settling down in the nickel, and Stu comes in nickel and goes to safety. You know, so Stu's fresh. So, yeah, so far. And then I'm really excited. I think Brandon McGee's going to have a good future there at cornerback.
What do you like about him? Besides
just
the size,
this stuff up here. You know, between his ears, great kid, smart. He can really run. And, you know, I think he's just going to get better and better through an off season.
You said you're playing your rookies. That's why they're getting better. At some point, you may not have to play rookies as these guys get older and you get deeper.
Right. Yeah. I mean, next year, I mean, this class in their second year, last year's class in their third, and you may not have to. I think we're still going to have room for a lot. We'll be younger next year than we were this year.
Wow.
That happens. That happens.
Does your team gain a measure of confidence going up to Seattle by virtue of the way you played Seattle here at Monday Night Football, took them to the wire, had a chance to win in the final snap of the game?
I think I can use that and steer that way, but I mean, we all know that, you know, every matchup is different. Things happen differently in games. You know, there's no reason why we can't get up and make them catch up and things like that. But they know, I mean, there's familiarity from as far as the opponent's concerned, the personal matchup concerned, there's familiarity there, but, you know, we have to go up and do the same thing, you know, get the quarterback, play really good on defense, get some turnovers, and, you know, do some magic, as she said, on special teams. So,
well, she's trying to pick the end zone.
Yeah. Sounds good. We don't blame you, Lisa. Jeff, we'll turn you loose to go get ready for the Seahawks.
We're going to go do it. Hey, everybody have a Merry Christmas. Yes. You guys too. Listeners, Merry Christmas. Thank you.
Merry Christmas. All right. We appreciate it. We appreciate you coming out this Victory Monday. I want to thank everybody that came out, everybody listening. I want to thank Dodie Rahman, our engineer, Chris Files, who's here, Michelle Smallman, who's our producer, DeMarco Farr. I'm Steve Savard.
Whoa, hold on.
I think it's
personal foul on me. See, just a love tap right there.
See,
here's the thing.
Here's the thing.
Come on.
Listen to this. Here's the thing, man. Go ahead and open up.
It's not like they have leather helmets, man.
I gave you an opportunity, but instead on Sunday,
I don't want to be that guy.
I'm like your therapist on Sunday in that booth.
I don't want to be that guy, but I'm not the only one that's feeling this way.
No, he's right.
Yes.
You're right. You're right. But you understand my point about the common sense?
Yes.
If you look at that play, you understand that there are two bodies in motion, and you can't avoid some contact.
Right.
All right.
I'm with you.
So we
can
straighten it out.
We're together on this thing.
All right.
Yes.
Thank you for being with us tonight. Have a great night. Merry Christmas. Happy holidays to everybody.